as a price I pay for something. Build an internal person, internally based self-image. Do not take failure personally. Reject rejection. Failure is a momentary event. It's not personal. Keep expectations realistic. Focus on strength, resilience. Life is a series of outcomes. No matter how many times you fail, don't take it personally. Feel the fear and act anyway. Much of life will be spent making mistakes. Keep on going. That's experience. Break the cycle of inactivity. Face your fears and keep moving. Adults make mistakes and take responsibility. Learn from your mistakes. Begin afresh. Get ahead of myself, not others. Win the war in my own thinking fast.
The outcome of the CAPS pandemic in Event 201 was catastrophic. 65 million people died in the first 18 months. The outbreak was small at first and initially seemed controllable, but then it started spreading in densely crowded and impoverished neighborhoods of megacities. From that point on, the spread of the disease was explosive. Within 6 months, cases were occurring in nearly every country. The global economy was in a free fall. The GDP down 11%. Stock markets around the world plummeted between 20 and 40% and headed into a downward cycle of fear and low expectation. Businesses were not borrowing, banks were not lending. Everyone was just hoping to hunker down and weather the storm. Economists say the economic turmoil caused by such a pandemic will last for years, perhaps a decade. The societal impacts, the loss of faith in government, the distrust of news, and the breakdown of social cohesion could last even longer. We have to ask, did this need to be so bad? Are there things we could have done in the 5 to 10 years leading up to the pandemic that would have lessened the catastrophic consequences? We believe the answer is yes. So, are we as a global community now finally ready to do the hard work needed to prepare for the next pandemic? As a global community, now finally ready to do the hard work needed to prepare for the next pandemic.